Hello, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to talk about insecure women. Yes, I'm going to talk about, I've liked to travel to Latin countries, and this is not just Latin countries, it's like everywhere around the world. But what I would like to talk about, something that like really surprised me, that I noticed a lot when I was in Panama City. And I did tell you guys how when I was in Panama City, I went around from club to club, just partying, enjoying myself. And I happened to want to stay kind of close to my hotel. This one, I think, was a Friday night. And so I'm walking around, I'm going to different clubs, And this one club I went to was like in a hotel, but you had to be a guest. And so I couldn't really get in because I wasn't a guest at the hotel. So I went walking down the street, seen a doorman at another hotel, and I said, discotheque. And he started pointing down the street, and he told me to go and point. So I just, follow his direction. He didn't speak English, but he just kept going and like that. And I just went down the street. And so as I started walking down, I started hearing some really nice music. So I kept following the music, of course. So I see this little club, and I see all these guys like in front, and I hear all these women, and then I turn and I just see all these beautiful women. The place was jam packed, and people were still trying to get in. So I go in, and at the time I didn't know a whole lot about the place. All I know was the place was just jam packed, beautiful women. So I go in, women dressed like looking like supermodels. Most of the women were like 10 and higher on the scale of 10. There was quite a few that was like 12s that were like really really nice. Um, no, there was a few eights. And in fact, the one young lady I told you that was like harassing me one time and grabbing me and all between my legs, she was at that spot, and she was more like a 7, maybe a 6.5, a good 7 if you had a few drinks, you know. So well, anyways, so I'm hanging out in the spot, and a lot of beautiful women just walking around like dressed really nice, and ladies were like, "Hey, hi, how you doing?" I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling there, and I'm getting a drink and just looking and trying to figure out like, did I just walk into heaven? Like, what's this? Is this like supermodel night or something? Because I'm talking about there was women of all colors, all sizes, all body types. I mean, like some like extremely, extremely athletic and just in great shape. Some really slim, some really big hips, some really big at the top. It was just like it was unbelievable. So I just like, what the world? What in the world's going on? So I'm walking around different spots, and I had this one young lady. I'll tell you that story later. Well, anyways, I'm just standing there, and I'm talking to this guy. I think he's from the United States, and he's like, "Yo, this place is something else, this and that." And we're just chopping it up, and we're standing next to a mirror. He said, "Check this out," and I started watching all these beautiful women walking by, looking at the mirror, constantly looking at the mirror, checking them out, checking himself out. Then the next person would come to the mirror, and they would stand in the mirror, spin around and check himself out. No, just stand there for a while, then walk away, and this just kept happening over and over and over. I mean, like this place had about like maybe I don't know, close to 300 women, beautiful women, maybe a little bit more. It was just like crowded, and all the women were just drop dead gorgeous. And it just amazed me how many of them just kept walking past that mirror, looking at themselves in that mirror. And I was just like, what is this about that mirror? What is this about that mirror? Okay. So the funny thing about it was it was a place where it was a lot of women that were like from Colombia. At least the ones I spoke to were from Colombia and Venezuela. And as I said, it was like these ladies came and they went around to different clubs to meet people. Okay, so they were escorts. I truly, honestly, I did had no idea this was that place. I was just that naive. Didn't know anything. I knew about Dominican Republic, but I didn't know about Panama. And so a lot of ladies were like extremely bright, dressed really well. Okay, you would never guess because they would dress really well and really educated and nice. And so when I say insecure, a lot of them too. When I started talking, a lot of them were just being very friendly and professional and asking if you need company. And I was like, oh no, no, thank you. Once I realized what was going down, the guy had mentioned to me, and I noticed how some was like really offended. Some were like really offended when you were like, no. They was like, oh, do you want company? I was like, no, no, thank you. And it was just like, whoa. So they would walk away, and I had a lot of ladies watching me and trying to figure out what was I interested in, what type of women I was interested in. So I just walked to the side, and I had this Colombian. She was Colombian, and she was about my complexion, drop dead gorgeous. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, she was a good loving, a really good lover. She was just built really, really nice, very beautiful, head to toe. And so I'm standing there and just still trying to figure out, watching people. People were watching me. And I'm figuring like what? Why are these ladies looking and watching? And then she came, the dark-skinned Colombian, Afro-Colombian, just threw her tongue in my ear, and I just like, what the hell? And she says, she said some crazy stuff to me. Okay, I need for you to take care of this for me. And I was like, come on, don't do stuff like that. And I walked away, started wiping out my ears, and I was like, okay, so is everyone in here like that? So I'm saying to myself, I'm like, okay, is everyone? Because I know like in a lot of the clubs, there's usually a few like that. So I'm wondering, is everyone like that in here? So I'm talking to this white guy, and we're all talking. He's like, yeah, man, this is the spot where it all. I was like, whoa, okay, all right. And so that Colombian one, she was like extremely hurt and offended, and she watched me that whole night. And as the Venezuelan women were coming up and talking, we were just talking and having a conversation. I just wanted to see how they were gonna approach it. And they was like, yeah, how you doing? Where you from? This and that. Yeah, it's real nice to meet you. If you want some company, I would be glad to join you, and just that I'll be over here. Just let me know, okay? And I was like, whoa, okay. Nah, I just came out. I just found this place, but no, I appreciate it. So okay, well, take my number, anyways and stuff. So I just know the Colombian. She kept watching me, dark skin, and she was kind of like real sad, and so she just watched me the whole night to see the type. And the funny thing was like a lot of light skin and close to white Colombian and Venezuelan women were coming up to me. And I seen this one that came, and you just wouldn't think. She was a college student. She came, we started talking. She started telling me different things about her being in school. She's from Venezuela and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I'm just here celebrating my birthday. I'm going out, hang out. And, you know, she's like, yo, that's so cool. You want some company? And I was like, hey, who cool? Yeah, I'm going out to lunch earlier. And if you want we can go have lunch, meet for lunch tomorrow. And then I'm going to hit this club. I don't know where. And she goes, oh, that's cool. We can do that. I can do that with you. She started talking like $200. I was like, what? No. That's okay. She looked at me like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, nah, that's okay. That's fine. I appreciate it, but no, that's okay. So yeah, a lot of these drop dead gorgeous women were like really truly insecure there. Okay, and they were like, if you didn't show them interest, the heart was really offended. I had one that came to me and I was like, no, I'm not. She says, okay, she was like 150. I was like, no, I don't, I'm telling you, I'm not spending no money. And she says, okay, what about 100? I said, I'm telling you, I'm not spending no money. I'm not here for that. And then she started crying and she walked away. She was like really, really stacked, really built. And then she was crying and then she comes back and says, well, how much money? And I was like, what? How much do you want to give? I just smiled, just laughed. And then she started crying. Then the bouncers were coming. I was like, oh my God. I didn't mean to offend you. I just, let me get out of here if I get in trouble or somebody come after me for assaulting her, which I just laughed because she was like, "Well, how much money did you want to willing to pay?" I was like, "Nah, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna pay. I'm not here for that." So that was kind of like really really odd. Okay, it was really odd and stuff. So I did notice that yeah, a lot of these escorts were like really insecure. I saw that like the whole time I was there, and also when I was in Medellin, Colombia, and I was standing in front of my hotel, and it was this young lady, maybe about 23, 22, maybe, gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. On a scale of 1 to 10, like a 12, maybe even 13. I mean, from head to toe. Hair was perfect, beautiful hair, nose, eyes, everything. Just very well taken care of. Perfect everything. I mean, really, perfect everything. So she's coming up the stairs. I think I was waiting for a cab or something. And she's coming up the stairs, so she see me, and she's like, she wasn't being like most women, like, oh yeah, I know he. She just like kind of turned her head a little bit because she knew I was gonna figured that I was gonna say something. So she was coming towards me, and she just turned her head a little bit, and I just looked at her, and she was like, I wanted to say something, but my Spanish and the Colombian Spanish is so different. I just didn't. I didn't want to make a fool out of myself because I did want to say something. She was just drop dead gorgeous. Excuse my cold, laryngitis. So she walked by. I just looked at her. She just kind of turned to the side, and then she walked away, passed by me, and I was just watching it from the corner of my eyes because I did have glasses. I do wear glasses. I have my glasses on, and I watched from the corner of my eyes. She walked past me, and as she walked past me, she turned to see if I was looking. And then when she realized I wasn't looking, she just, I swear, she stopped. Like, what the hell? He's not looking at my body. He's not looking at my butt. And she was just like amazed, like, what? Really? I'm totally serious. She was like, what? And so I'm like watching from the corner of my eye because I got my glasses on. And she just stood there. Like, he didn't say anything. He didn't even look at my nice body. And so I could see her still standing there looking at me. So then all of a sudden, she started looking at the entrance for my hotel because my hotel entrance wasn't too far away. So she just stood there. She kept looking and wondering, was I waiting for her girlfriend? Or was a girlfriend coming? Was my wife coming? So she stood there for a while, and I could just see everything inside of my from side of the corner of my eye that she was like, I just cannot believe this. And I could see her face like sad. And so she starts walking away. She's walking. And then she goes a little bit further. And I can see her. I turn my head a little bit more. And she goes a little bit further away from me. And then she stops and she just starts looking again to turn around and see what I was doing. And then she slowly just started walking away. And I didn't try to look, because I had like, I was, you wear your glasses and stuff. I just had my head like this and I could see everything that was going on. And I was like, wow, this drop dead girl was so insecure because I didn't say anything to her. That she was shocked. She felt so bad that I didn't say anything to her. I mean, I've seen this, so so if you're from Panama, Colombia, please, guys, ladies, don't be offended, because I've seen it also in Boston. But I was just like, it's been a while, and I was just so shocked to see it with these women that were so like drop dead gorgeous. Because I've seen it in clubs in Boston, and there's like gorgeous young lady, and she'll come up and say, you want to dance? And I'll be like, oh no. And they'll be like, what? I had one lady said to me like, what? You don't want to talk to me? Half the guys in here would just die to dance with me. They would just fight each other to dance with me. And I was like, okay, so then why don't you ask one of them? And this lady, I think she was like Cape Verde, and she was beautiful though. And she was like, what? And she just got upset. And I said, okay, why don't you go ask one of them then? And then she just started crying, and she went and told her friends. And then her friends were like talking trash, and they're like, I don't pay him any mind. Maybe he's like that or something. Okay? And, and I also seen that with some white young ladies who like, hey, you don't want to dance? I'm like, hey, I'm just hanging out right now. No, thank you. And they're like, oh, what are you doing out here for? Why you come out for? I was like, hey, come out because I can come out. You don't have to be nasty because I don't want to dance with you. So I've seen that in America too. So it's not. I don't mean to insult Colombian women or women from Panama. No. Now the lady that gave me the most, like the hardest time. Well, not the one that was talking about grabbing me between the legs. She didn't give me a real hard time. That one, yeah, the one that was grabbing between the legs. She was just had no class, and like I said, she was 6.5. But there was a young lady that was from Jamaica, and she was a good 8.5. She was like really built. Like with her, she's like really big, bottom. She was a beautiful lady, really big bottom. She was just like, yeah, she was being cool, but she kept trying to get me to do business with her. I was like, nah, nah, that's not me, this and that. And so, we just talked and stuff. And I was telling her, like, hey, she was selling herself short because she was just like asking for like $75 an hour. I was like, wow, the ladies from Venezuela was talking like 200, so you. So I was telling her that. She was like, what? I was like, hey, I'm just telling you. I mean, that's not me, and this is what they told me. And so she kept trying to work me and saying, well, let's go have some drinks and this and that and talk. I'm like, nah, I'm trying to tell you, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so as I just wanted to tell you about stories of Panama and Colombia, and like I said, it was more in when I was in Panama City, but a lot of the women that I met were like from Colombia and Venezuela, and like I said, a lot of them were like tens and higher. Now I know some of them that had a lot of surgery. I'm not saying all of them. I know there was a few of them because their bodies was just like. Psh. So I know there was some that had surgery on the top and some at the bottom, and some were natural, some were like into lifting and really working out, and taking care of themselves. So it was just like, what? Am I in heaven? Like, what is this place? Okay, and also like in Panama, like in the streets, like in some of the best hotels, you'll see women like that just look like supermodels just standing there. Because I remember when my Uber driver was taking me to a club, and I just seen these women that look like models just standing in the street. I'm like, man, like, what's up with that? All these gorgeous women all over the place. And me and the guy he was from Panama, my Uber driver just started telling me, and I was like, man, these chicks could be like movie stars in the United States, man. They would be in movies like with no problem in the United States. They could find hundreds husbands like this with no problems in the United States. I mean, there was like women like that were drop dead gorgeous. Okay, so that's my story of people that I encountered, young ladies that I encountered in Panama City, and the one young lady in Colombia. Okay, so again, this is not putting down the women of Colombia and Panama City and Venezuela, because I know there's a lot of good ladies there, and like I said again, I know a lot of those ladies were just basically trying to take care of their families and back home in their countries, or pay for their education. Okay, so this is not an insult to any of you, but I just noticed that beautiful. How could beautiful women be insecure? I don't understand that. Please try to help me to understand that, guys. Okay, I hope you like this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe and share. Okay, and give me 2 thumbs up. A thumbs up if you like. If you're not, just tell me why you didn't. Okay, Jamie's World. Thank you guys. Peace. Take care.